What's good, everybody? Ace of all trades here with the Gaming Illuminaughty. We are back with yet another Triple Threat Sports podcast. This time it is episode 53, and we got the whole gang here. This is gonna be a quick one for you guys, so appreciate you guys for listening. Shout out to you guys for listening on all available podcast platforms, and shout out to you guys on YouTube listening. Appreciate you guys. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and introduce my co-host. First, Chicago's very own 2K legend, leader of the flock. Say what up, flock.
What's up, man? I don't know how I feel about that introduction, but whatever. Let's go.
All right, next person we got Siggy Guns. Say what up.
What up?
All right, and last and certainly not least this week at least, I'm not mad at him anymore. The homie UTXJG the Don. Say what up, JG.
Yeah, what up?
True. So we're gonna just go ahead and get right to it. We're gonna start off with the NFL recap of the previous week for week 4. So we had a lot of good games. A lot of them were closer, and I wanted to bring one attention to, and I want to know if you guys watched this one. This is the overtime game with the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. They ended up losing in overtime to the Tennessee Titans, 26-23. Did any of you guys have the opportunity to watch that game at all?
Yes.
I caught a little bit of it, yeah.
True. So, what were your thoughts on the game, man? Like, did Philly just give them the win, or what were your thoughts behind it?
Tennessee Titans defense is very, very underrated. Like, very underrated. I know the score was a little high, but then again, it got very exciting at the end. But their defense, whenever they need to stop, they can make it. And I mean, Mariota, we know that he has the talent. I mean, he actually hit Corey Davis at the end there. It's just he's been injured. His receiving core has been decimated. Obviously, the Lane Walker injury hurts. The line is just horrible. You see Henry and what's his face, Deion Lewis, not being able to do nothing. He has no run game. At least it makes it look like he has no run game. But I think it's because the O line is just horrible.
Right.
But I mean, it's easy to look at that and say, "Oh man, what's up with the Eagles?" I know I said that last week. What's up with the Eagles offense? But they had Alshon Jeffrey actually do good this time. He finally showed up. Aguilar, he probably didn't do much, and Wentz, he did, but I think that's more of a product of Tennessee's defense. So I think it was a matchup nightmare for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think they obviously that team should have been better enough to beat Tennessee, but I don't know. It's just one of those games. That's why they play. Usually, home teams get that little advantage.
Right. What about you, JG? What'd you think?
Yeah, Mariota ended up coming through for sure in that game, and I didn't think that he was going to be, that healthy to be able to lead his team to victory. But he ended up showing out where the running game was lacking, and it's still lacking to this day, which is very surprising. Like, I thought that Derrick Henry, now that he's basically by himself besides Deion Lewis with that acquisition, but I thought that Derrick Henry was going to be able to do a lot more than what he's doing right now. But he's, oh my God, like,
it's terrible, fam.
Out there.
But
yeah, it was basically a combination of Mariota and Aguilar, because he dropped some crucial passes. He dropped like 4 really crucial passes in that game. And I saw like an article like he'd beating himself up, and it was like last time he did this, he got benched or something. I don't think they're going to bench him, especially now, even though they did pick up Jordan Matthews. And like Siggy mentioned, Alshon Jeffrey came back. He wasn't even supposed to play that many snaps. He still ended up getting 100 yards. I'm like, damn, I should have put him in, because we got him on fantasy. But they were like, no, don't do it. I thought it was a risk, but nah, it was really Aguilar was the main issue why they ended up losing, in my opinion.
Right. Flock, I noticed you didn't say anything, so I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume you didn't watch the game at all, correct?
No, I didn't get to watch that one.
That's all good. I appreciate it. I appreciate the honesty. But honestly, when you look at it, the Tennessee Titans, it's weird. And you guys bring up rushing. Like, I think that was their biggest issue. Marcus Mariota had the most rushing yards out of the running backs and everybody. He had 10 carries. He had 10 carries, 46 yards. He had a touchdown. But then your next person that's supposed to be your running back only had 24 yards, fam. 24 yards. That's ridiculous. Now, if I'm Philadelphia and I know that they can't, I mean, he only got 8 carries, and then DJ Lewis and got 4, and Mariota got 10. So it's like,
that's
a product
of play calling.
Yeah,
The line is terrible. you can't blame the running back.
No, necessarily can't bring the running back itself. It's just it's an overall team. If I'm Philadelphia and I'm seeing that they're not going to be able to rush and that they're still going through Mariota the most time for their rushing, I'm making sure that I have my defensive backs and free safeties and everything. Let them know, hey, it's going to be a pass. Like, this team is definitely more pass first. Yeah, he is.
He running them like that?
He's bad knees right now, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that makes it crazy. I don't understand it, and like, it's unfortunate. Right, but that was an interesting game, and then also we have to mention within that game that Philadelphia deserved to lose that because they allowed Tennessee to be able to make multiple fourth down conversions. That's what really killed them. That was ridiculous, and because of that, they ended up losing the game. So Phil, I don't know. Phil's got to turn it around. I mean, it's only about to be week 5 right now, so it's interesting to see where that goes. There was actually a couple other close games. You had the Cowboys and the Lions. Cowboys finally got a dub, like going against finally got a dub. They got two wins already. They got their second win, and that was a real good game. It was close. Yeah, it was a close game, and I don't know. You didn't know at first if it was going to be the Detroit Lions winning that or the Dallas Cowboys. What were your thoughts about that game, Flock?
It was a good game. It was a good game to watch.
Right.
It was a good game to watch on TV. I like. I don't know if I explained to y'all before, but I know Kenny Galladay's dad.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I know his dad. Yeah, I know his dad. So I remember when he was in high school, and his dad was always telling me about his games and how cold he was. And I actually seen him play for myself. I was like, yeah, he's the truth. So it's good to watch that dude play, and he's out there doing his thing, man. They got like 3 receivers that can kill you any game, night. With Jones and Tate killed me in fantasy this past week, and Galladay. So I like Detroit, man. They look decent. They look like they can be a problem.
They need that O-line to be worked on also. They're having issues.
Yeah.
And that running back, the running game, if they commit to it, that can it can actually make them a more versatile offense.
Which they won't. It's Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They ain't ran the ball since Barry Sanders.
But on the other side of the coin, feed Zeke.
Yep.
That boy got 152 on the ground finally.
The biggest problem with the Cowboys right now, though, still, is they have no receivers.
They don't have Dez Bryant. Nah, just let me stop.
I'm pretty sure Zeke led the team with receptions and yards in that game.
Yeah, he's everyone keeps saying Ezekiel Elliott is their best receiver, and it's the truth. It shows. I mean, besides Ezekiel Elliott, the next person you got is Cole Beasley, and he only got 53 yards.
If Cole Beasley is your number one, you not winning shit in the air.
That's the thing too. He's not even their number one lining up.
Right.
I think it's that other dude. What's his name? I don't even know his name.
Swarm?
You got Gallup.
Yeah, that guy, Gallup. That's the one. Nah, Jeff Swaim is the tight end.
Yeah, the new tight end taking over for Witten.
Right. It's just wild. I don't know.
They need this.
They got rid of him.
They had chances, and now look who's crying again. Basically saying the same thing that he already said. I want to come back, but if I don't, then I'll play for some other teams. Okay.
Right. That's that's the thing. I know you guys put a message in the DMs about that, and that article was very confusing by the title. By the way, it was just like
ignore it.
I know you did.
I'm tired of talking about that dude. He ain't even playing. Why are we talking about him?
Because it's the issue of the
That's
Cowboys.
The issue of the Cowboys. They need a receiver, and then they don't have Dez Bryant, so it's kind of like,
when they had him.
I don't know, fam. They might do better with him there. I'm gonna be real with you, fam. At this point, they might. I'm gonna just be real with you.
He can at least be a good target just to take people off of all the other receivers.
Think about it right now. Just think about it. Their number one receiver had 2 catches. I'm pretty sure Dez can get more than 2 catches if he's back.
Yeah. He'll drop a couple and then he'll catch 2.
Oh my
God. It's sad, man. I just want to mention real quick that Rashard Matthews, back to the Tennessee Titans, Rashard Matthews got upset because he wanted to get enough catches, right? So he left.
Is that why he quit?
Yeah, he was upset. He was upset because he wasn't getting enough catches. I'm like, yo, this happened already like twice. Rashard Matthews and Corey Coleman on the Browns both complained that they weren't getting enough touches. and Corey Coleman ended up getting kicked off. Went to the Bills, got kicked off. Went to the Patriots, got kicked off. Rashard Matthews is currently still without a job, so Dallas, go after him. I don't know. It's still some receivers out here. You got Jordan Matthews came back to the Eagles because they were hurting. So like, it's not that there aren't receivers out here. Y'all just gotta go get them.
Right. I mean, we'll see, but I don't know what this whole mentality is about, complaining about not getting touches and everything like that. And before you sit there and just leave, talk to the coaches, talk to your QB, go over what your play styles you guys want to go over with and everything like that. What's going to be beneficial. Just because you don't get enough touches one game doesn't mean that you may not get enough touches the next game. Exactly.
Get open, bro.
That's exactly what it is.
You got a halfway decent quarterback, you'll get the catches.
I agree.
Antonio Brown apparently, because you got to get at least like 9 receptions a game.
Right.
What's funny is
otherwise it won't for you.
One of the biggest ones that was complaining about Cam Newton, what's his name, Benjamin. Look at him now.
Benjamin, yeah.
He couldn't do nothing, and now he's hurt.
He's injured once again. What a surprise!
Karma.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what that is. Unfortunately,
throw your quarterback under the bus. And you bottled up. You got knocked.
Bills got one of the
knocked out in the game.
Worst offenses ever.
Right now. Speaking of, I know you guys brought up the Steelers. That Ravens Steelers game, man. Is the Steelers gonna come back from this? Or they can continue to implode, or what?
You know my answer. I don't give a shit about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hope they continue to implode. Yes, that's what I'm.
Even with Bell coming back in week 7,
they can still continue to implode.
He's not gonna come back
during the bye week.
he petty for that, bro. Coming back during the bye week. Come on, bro. So
they gonna wind up trading them, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, what they doing, Steelers? Class act organization.
But I mean, was that game surprising? It was a rivalry game. We knew how it was gonna be.
Oh yeah, we knew it was gonna go down.
Back and forth.
Their defense is so bad. I mean, it is just beyond
terrible bad.
Yeah, it's terrible, fam. It's downright atrocious.
And Matt Ryan gonna carve them up next week.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Both of their defenses are better, so Ben Roethlisberger's gonna have a good game also.
Yeah, I had to think of another defense. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just be on the safe side and just get somebody else because I got still a defense in another league. I'm like, this ain't a good idea right now.
I had to drop it after week 1. I dropped it. I was like, nah, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah,
right.
Like they did good like 1 week and then.
Oh man. Another a really good game. If you guys didn't, I hope you guys were able to catch it. The Monday Night Football game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Did you guys get a chance to watch it? That was a real good game.
I had to work, so
Mahomes, bruh. Hey, Mahomes might be the truth.
Impressive.
You know, I had to pay attention because I was on the ropes on that game on that night. I had to make sure Mahomes and Kelsey got at least something so I could win.
Mahomes is the truth, man. He out here 28 for 45, 304 yards, 1 touchdown. He may be the truth, fam. This is 4 weeks straight.
But here's the deal, though. Again, that was a rivalry game. It was in Denver. Like, that man was running for his life that entire first half. Now, he ended up trying to, change the game plan, but I felt like in the beginning, like, Denver was not falling for any of Andy Reid's tricks.
Nah.
Like, Andy Reid, he be going for those exotic type of plays. They were like, nah, we already know where you going. Kelsey, you not getting nothing. Like, I was getting upset. I'm like, yo, like, y'all are clamping Kelsey right now.
He didn't get shit at first.
Mahomes couldn't do nothing. The only person who was doing something in the first half was Kareem Hunt. They was only killing in their running game. But they really had to change it up in the second half. And Mahomes, he ended up having some really, really good plays. Again, scrambling, but ended up making it happen. And that's what Kelsey kind of, opened up a little bit. But Kareem Hunt was really one of the only consistent parts of that offense because Denver was not playing.
This is the thing that's scary about the Chiefs offense. He was pedestrian and still 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Exactly. Exactly.
Think about that, and you put it in context just versus all the other QBs. That would be a great game for anybody else. That was average for him.
Exactly. Yeah. It was one throw he had. He was literally sidestepping and still had the amount of force
with the wrong hand.
With the left hand. With the opposite hand, and still had a good spiral. Like, bro, what can you do about a quarterback like that? That is ridiculous, fam. And he's so young too, and he's definitely coachable. You saw Andy Reid sit down with him after every series. Sit down with them. Hey, what do you see? What do you think that we can give them, or what are they giving us, and everything like that. And you can really see that this guy can be, if he continues on this, there's some great things in his future for sure. That was a real good game, and shout out to the money league that I'm in for that one. I have him as my quarterback, and oh my god, I've had him in ever since week 1, and I'm glad I have. But
Oh,
yeah,
you had him since week 1.
Yeah.
Who was your backup?
I gotta look to see who's my backup, whatever. I think it's Dalton.
No. Okay.
Yeah. But that was a great. Now that's a Monday night football game.
That means you pick both QBs dead last. That means you actually pick the kicker ahead of them if you have Mahomes as one.
Nah, I had overslept for that league, and I ended up getting him an auto draft, and then I made some changes and everything.
Auto draft.
But
but that Denver running game though, like the Chiefs defense is ass.
oh yeah, oh absolutely, bro.
Defense is terrible.
When Denver wanted to get yards, they did, fam. Like there were so many holes in their defense.
180 from a couple of years ago because their defense was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what happened in the past couple of years, but this year they
trash
really
defenses. What is up with your Chargers letting the 49ers
fam,
he was,
look,
Joe Montana out
fam.
there.
First of all, the first, like I said, anytime it comes to the Los Angeles Chargers, they either start the first 2 to 3 quarters very well and then end shitty, or they start slow the first half and then bring it back the second half. I don't understand what's going on with this team. They should not have let 49ers even get nowhere near ahead, and they got ahead quick on the first quarter. They were already had 14 points right there, and then the Chargers just, I'm just gonna do what I need to do, and giving me a heart attack the entire time. And then my God, we almost lost it in the fourth. Still, like it's terrible. Chargers are 2-2 right now. San Francisco's 1-3. San Francisco shouldn't win any more games, in my opinion. It's just they shouldn't. But Chargers being the Chargers, man, it's terrible. Siggy, you're right. Chargers defense has been downright atrocious past few games.
And they supposed to be elite. They were ranked as one of the elite defenses in fantasy.
Exactly. And they played terrible. But speaking of
y'all like the Rams, baby. Excuse me. I don't care if y'all got LA in y'all name.
All right, this guy. But can we talk about, and speaking of shitty defense, can we talk about even shittier defense? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What the fuck was going on in that game, fam?
I'm not surprised.
And that just shows how good Chicago's defense is if you think about it on the flip side.
Yeah.
Man,
one
Patrick was doing so
person,
great. They let him do
person changed the entire defense overnight.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tampa Bay was on a roll, 400 yards every game for Fitzpatrick.
One person.
So bad that he was benched now for the whole season.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Siggy, come on, man. Like
you knew what was gonna happen,
the Jets, right? We know
about
Fitzpatrick.
I know.
Surprised. Everybody was on the wave down here. Oh my God, Fitzmagic.
And
I'm like, it's only a matter of time.
It was a glimpse, fam. It was a glimpse.
I said, give that man 4 games. Wait till Winston comes back, and I was right.
Yep. Winston came in 16 for 20, 145 yards, a touchdown. He did throw 2 interceptions, but that's better than Fitzpatrick, because Fitzpatrick only had 126 and an interception, no touchdowns at all. Yeah, that Fitzpatrick had like a nice little glimpse of what he possibly could do, and then it just went away. So it's a wrap. He's gonna be sitting there for the rest of the season, chilling. I bet he's not gonna be doing any interviews like he was earlier in the season. So
nah.
He's a good backup QB. He's always been a backup QB. He had a good core receiving and stuff like that whenever he was successful with the Jets and this team, obviously. But he's not somebody you can rely 16 games on. He throws too many interceptions. He does too much. He thinks he's Tom Brady, but he's not. I know he's smart. I know he went to Harvard and all that, but he
Harvard.
He just has like this knack of throwing interceptions at the worst time.
Oh yeah, his timing is terrible, absolutely terrible. So you know
way
way about
that.
Keep
throwing it, boy.
Right, he could be on a
hot
streak.
Once he gets one, it seems like Cal's like, no, I'm gonna do it again, and they just know, hey, he's gonna do it again. Get ready for this pick 6. But man, yeah, that defense though. I mean, I knew Tampa Bay's defense was bad, but they made what's his name, Trubisky look like like he was Joe Montana. Also, he threw 6 TDs. I mean, man, he was a beast.
Yeah, bro. He drew 6 touchdowns, 354 yards, bro. Everybody was eating over there.
No way that shit should have happened.
Gabriel.
What's funny is that team was on a roll, and yet still the one person that did nothing, which I was shocked about, was Jordan Howard. What is up with him?
He went for 11. He had 11 carries for 25 yards. Jesus.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened with him.
He let the quarterback have more yards than him.
He was ghost.
I mean, and he had 3 carries.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know.
That's bad.
Such a good rookie season.
Right.
I don't know.
Bills got
I
blown
wasn't expecting
out.
that either. I was expecting Jordan Howard to still be a workhorse, but I mean,
Nope.
he's still getting carries, but he's just not getting anywhere with him.
Yeah.
And Tariq Cohen, now that he's versatile, like they just go to him a lot. You see what he did? He carved up that defense.
Right.
He shredded them, especially in the air. I mean, he had like 100 and some yards too, right? He was
121.
True.
Seven receptions too. And I'm like, yo, here we go again. Like, not only is the offense crumbling under Fitzpatrick, but the defense once again is injured and suspect. So that, I mean, the secondary is the complete reason why they end up in these situations.
Right. And we got to talk about this one last game before we move on. Raiders, they barely got it over the Browns in overtime. And what was the defense for anybody? It was 45-42, fam. Like, it's
just both turning teams.
I did watch that game.
That was just terrible, bro.
Once again, Derek Carr. I was like, where was this Derek Carr at the first 3 weeks? Because
he went in.
He also went off.
Yeah, 437 yards, 4 touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions, but still, though, 35 for 58. Marshawn Lynch had 20 carries for 100. They running They running the hell out of Marshawn Lynch right now. 20 carries, 130 yards. He was averaging about 6.5 yards per carry. Like, man, like, and it was still a close game, and the Cleveland Browns almost won it in overtime, and Raiders ended up getting a field goal, and they ended up winning 45-42. But I just want to make it a point that Gruden is doing everything that first of all, that was the Raiders' first win right there. So that made them 1-3. They were possibly about to be 0-4. And Gruden is really screwing the Raiders before they get to Las Vegas next year. The Raiders are going to be ass, bro. I don't even think they're going to make it over 500 this year. And that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Flock, I'll go with you first. They going over 500 or not?
Who?
The Raiders.
I'm not gonna lie. I think what they did with the whole Gruden thing, it makes a lot of people root against him, because I think he's overpaid. I always thought he was an overrated coach too.
Right.
I always felt that way. He was overrated. He was good at taking over a team that was already
on the path
and just kind of like getting them over the hump.
Right.
Instead of being that guy that can keep a team really good. He'll sense that the team is starting to like go sour, and then he'll kind of like quit. Oh, I'm done. Oh, I want to go here now. So, I mean, he hasn't coached in how long?
It's been a few years.
You can't just hop back in the saddle and expect to be good. Then the Raiders of all teams, the Raiders were never really that great. They were an okay team. They were getting kind of good, but I mean, as soon as he gets there, what happens? They trade Khalil Mack.
Yeah, which is stupid because he still has.
What is he doing on the Bears right now? He's
beasting.
Like he's an MVP caliber player right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Player. Like he's really out there on some Ray Lewis shit. He's the really difference maker for that Bears defense. I hate to say that because I can't stand the Bears, but
it's the truth.
Truth is true. Yeah, truth is true.
You know what it is, though, right? You know what it is. It's because of the move to Las Vegas. It's the money thing. There's a big tax break whenever you're your first year on the new stadium, so they don't want to pay everybody
all that extra money.
Yeah, because if you want to be as cheap as it, pretty much it'd be like almost a free year having low money. That's what I know a lot of teams after whenever the stadium is built, then they go off, and that's probably what maybe they told him, hey, look, man, the first year it's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be rough because we're not going to be signing anybody. We're not going to do extensions, yada yada.
Man, but they leave after this season, right? Or
yeah.
And then they'll sign a lot that year. Next year, I bet you're going to see them signing a lot of players and stuff like that.
So what? They're still trash right now. It's like damn right atrocious. Like it used to be the Raiders was the place in the graveyard when it came to people retiring. Like if you went to the Raiders, your career was done. Now that's the Cleveland Browns.
I'm just saying why they got rid of Khalil Mack, because he was going to cost money no matter what.
Oh yeah, he definitely was.
The Bears, as soon as the Bears got him, they gave him one of the largest contracts, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's like I said, it just comes down to money, the move, and all that stuff. He's in a bad situation, but they probably told him, hey, look, we know this is gonna happen, and we'll give you your 4 or 5 years, whatever it was, and hopefully by year 2, 3, everything is improving. But I'm pretty sure he knows the game, and he knows that this is gonna be a bad year no matter what.
Man, I don't know that. I mean, he shouldn't quit though, and he shouldn't make stupid decisions. Like, his team is trash right now. Like, what is going on?
But like Flock said though, the team was already bad. I mean, it's not like this isn't a team that was gonna make the playoffs, even if they had Mac.
Well, I guess, but we can go ahead and move on. You actually just watched your Yankees in the wild card today against the Oakland A's. Want to talk about it a little bit?
Destroyed the Oakland A's. It was 7-2 final. Lucky home run for Chris Davis. Chris Davis is a beast though. I gotta give him that. Stanton, Judge, each hit a home run. Luke Voigt, nobody, a scrub. A guy that I can't believe when we made this trade. I remember seeing it like, oh, Yankees trade for first baseman Luke Voigt. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
He was over there. He came from JG's team, the Cardinals. I never heard of him before, and I was like, all right. I look in his numbers. It was like all basically a career minor leaguer, and I'm like, okay. I don't know why they did that, but man, the guy became a monster. I think in 33 games he had like 12 home runs, and
damn,
he's pretty much saved the first base side because Greg Bird has been horrible for the Yankees, and he had a monster shot or a triple.
Right.
It wasn't a home run, but it was a triple, and he's just been a spark plug for the Yankees offense down the stretch.
Judge hit a home run, man. Another one.
Yep, Judge hit a home run, Lance Stanton. So we know that the whole playoff thing that they're not going to be hitting might not be true. So now the Red Sox. So
they taking them out. Siggy, let's be real. Yankees taking out the Red Sox? Yes or no?
I think it's going to be 7 games.
7 games? Okay.
Obviously, I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm going to say the Yankees are going to win. I'm pretty sure Flock's going to say the Red Sox are going to win. Both these teams are pretty much even, and they played 19 games this year, and it was 10-9. Both teams hit 20 plus home runs. Both teams had like 5 yards. No matter how good the pitching is, both teams put up runs.
Right.
And it always comes down to the 7th, 8th, 9th inning with these teams.
Right. It's going to be extended endings, I believe, for sure.
It's point flip. Yeah.
I don't know. I always like the Yankees and Boston Red Sox like rivalry. Those games are actually really, really fun to go to. Like it is. It's exciting, and it being in the playoffs, like
that's rivalry in baseball.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's that rivalry. But bruh, they really hate each other, and the fans. Oh my god, bruh. It's just, I mean, I'm just a fan of the game. I don't actually have an actual team or anything like that. So to see the interactions between like the Red Sox fans and the Yankees fans, and when they're in opposite, like I had the opportunity to watch them in both stadiums, in Boston and in New York, and man, it gets ridiculous. But that's what baseball is all about, man, and I'm looking forward to watching those games. I think those are, I started watching baseball around playoff times just because it gets more interesting to me. So we'll see. JG, any thoughts, any hopes for any teams in the playoffs coming up? What are your thoughts about the MLB playoffs?
Who cares? The Cardinals aren't in it. We got kicked out. All that I care about is Colorado handled their business and knocked out them punk ass Cubs. So that's all that.
Man.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
Cubs choked. Yeah, they definitely choked. They could have had that.
They turned back into the Cubs that we all know. And
yeah, they had to get one at least. They had to get one.
Live to see one.
Yeah, they got one because they ain't get no more this lifetime. Highly doubt that.
I don't know if the Cardinals got to get back on their stuff because
I'm gonna lie,
this isn't fun. Not being in the playoffs.
I would love to see a Cubs and Red Sox World Series. That
Hell no.
Hell no. That should be
crazy.
Nah.
Crazy. Cubs and the Red Sox, two of the most historic franchises.
Why would anyone want to see that?
Everyone wants to see Dodgers.
Y'all don't know nothing about baseball because y'all don't know nothing about the history of baseball.
Nobody.
Why do I want to see two old ass teams play, especially the Cubs? Come on, man.
It's called America's pastime.
You talking about that bullshit right now? I don't care about nothing Cubs.
We know your team every time they get to the World Series, they get dusted up by the Red Sox. We know that. So we bitter for that reason and that reason alone.
Fuck the Red Sox too.
But those are the two most historic franchises in baseball. People
know
would
the
love to
Yankees
see
know what
that.
you're talking about.
People would love to see that.
27 championships versus your 8.
Yeah, well, I hope that never happens. Hey, we still got 11 over here, homeboy. So,
man.
Hey, I live to see 3 of them, so I'm good.
Hey, I live to see 2.
I live to see 5.
Damn.
Fuck you.
This man, Siggy said, let me go ahead and get them 5 real quick though. I mean, he ain't lying, but
Yeah.
I'm not. Everyone thinks, oh, you should just be a Dodger fan. I'm just a fan of the game, man.
I low key wanted the Oakland A's to win the other night, just so.
Of course, you a hater.
But yeah, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen. As soon
You're
as I see
a hater, bro.
hit a home run the first, I was like, well, I know
that's
how
it.
this game. I know how this gonna be.
He set the tempo, bro. You let
Yeah,
people know. He's like,
uh,
all right, we here, Yankees. We about to win this.
I mean, anywhere at home too, so I knew that was gonna be an automatic loss for them.
Yeah, it's hard to win in that stadium. It's real hard to lose in a stadium. But moving over, we're gonna knock this out real quick. The NBA preseason, of course, it's just preseason, but it's good to see some of the new faces on different teams and everything. You got Kawhi Leonard, a Raptor now. Well, what do you guys think so far of what you saw for him with the Raptors? Besides his laugh, Siggy, what are you guys' thoughts?
I want to know if he was really injured, man.
Oh my God! You think you don't think so?
Man, we still don't know the whole story, man. This is one of those things.
It's gonna come out in a book, fam. It's gonna come out in a book.
Exactly.
That's when it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out in a book.
Somebody's calendar. It's gonna be it's on the road.
He looked all right. He looked fine. He looked like he was like in charge of everything. He didn't feel like he was that sore. Looked like he was fine. So maybe he really wasn't hurt. Maybe his feelings was just hurt.
Limited minutes. Yeah, he played 18 minutes and got 17 points last game.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we all know that he's a great player.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hands down.
He was killing it back in college too. I used to watch him play.
It was a mystery. It's still a mystery. That's what's funny about it. It's that it's gonna have to be explained like one of those ESPN 30 for 30s one day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's definitely gonna be a 30 for 30 for him. Absolutely. And he's gonna start off with his laugh. Block, you check out any of the preseason at all? Anything interesting or not really?
I got to watch a couple of games. I was just watching them before we started recording. Watching Timberwolves and Clippers.
What do you think of your boy, Derrick Rose?
What about him? Derrick Rose. Like he knew in the league.
No,
he played hundreds of games.
You think you
I
gonna
don't.
you think you have a good
I
season?
think it's gonna be the same Derrick Rose. He's never gonna be the Derrick Rose that his first three full seasons in the league.
Okay.
I mean, people keep expecting that. It's just not realistic. He's not gonna be that player ever again. So he's just got to find different ways to stay on the team and be productive. Right. That's all I can really hope for. He's a good dude, man. So hopefully, he doesn't get hurt again. That's all I can hope for.
Right.
I know his family. I went to school with one of his brothers, so it's cool. He's a good dude, man.
Right.
I don't never when people make little jokes about people getting injured. I think that's corny as hell.
Yeah, that shit ain't cool. It's not cool.
My thing is that man still makes more in a day than your entire family probably will make
in their lifetime.
So, for people that like to joke about people getting injured, you never hear me joke about anybody getting injured. Like we make our jokes and shit, but I don't joke about stuff like that.
Right. It's just
especially that man got kids, so
yeah.
You don't joke about stuff like that.
I
just hope he's productive. That's all.
True.
I just hope he's productive and stays healthy.
JG, what about you? Any interesting preseason games so far? Anything notable?
I was looking at one of Philly's first preseason game. I was looking at the highlights for that because I was very interested in what their starting lineup was going to be.
Right.
And I don't know if it's going to be in stone, but I mean, I kind of feel like we've seen this coming. That they were going to put Fultz in the starting lineup.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Depending on of course, if he's 100% or not, and if that shot is on point, they're gonna put him in instead of JJ Redick. And I was seeing with that starting lineup they do in the preseason, it was Fultz, Ben Simmons, Embiid, Sarge, and Covington. So them some big ass dudes on the court.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's a very tall ass lineup. So if they can get that going, besides shooting, obviously, because it's only going to be really Covington that's going to be out there on the three. He's not an amazing 3-point shooter, but it's going to be interesting though. They're going to be killing people on the inside.
Right.
But we'll see though. That was one of the interesting ones that I saw. I didn't really see the preseason game, but I watched the highlights of that one. So if they keep that lineup starting off, it's going to be very, very interesting this season.
Right. No, that's true. And I think you make a good point. And having Redick too, I mean, he's a shooter.
Him coming off the bench.
Right. That's perfect. Him coming off the bench, he gonna average, I think maybe 15 points or so, something every now and then. Cause he could shoot the lights out. I always liked his shot, especially when he was at Duke. So will be interesting to see. But you know, of course, we gotta talk about a couple of teams. A few teams right here. First, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Celtics. It was interesting to watch their first preseason game. I mean, you know, they able to beat the Boston Celtics, but that don't really matter right now. People just wondering how are they gonna look after obviously LeBron left. And I mean, honestly, I mean, it's not really much to see at this moment. I think they showed some promise, but it's just preseason. I don't think that they're gonna really do anything this season. But what was really an interesting thing was to see, you know, Gordon Hayward back on the floor. That was really good to see, you know, after he suffered that injury at the beginning of the season last year, bro. That was tough. So to see him come back from that, see him all smiles and everything like that, it's very interesting to see. So I'm gonna be watching this Celtics team, especially. I feel like they got potential if everybody's healthy. Do you guys agree with that for the Celtics?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right, but
who was out there on that starting lineup for the preseason game? You remember?
Ooh, I want to say
For
Hayward.
the Celtics,
Yeah, Celtics.
should have been Horford,
Tatum,
Hayward. What's the
Brown.
boy? High top fade, Jaylen Brown and Kyrie.
Yep.
Okay, so they
got Hayward. They got what you call it at the 4, like a stretch 4.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, the rookie from last year.
Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum.
They got him. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know. Like, I figured that they would probably keep Tatum out at least, but I didn't know if they were going to also keep Brown out. I thought they were actually going to switch out Tatum and Brown, put Tatum at the 2, and then or put him at the 3, and then put Gordon Hayward. Either switch them out, either one, and then maybe put Marcus Morris in. But I guess they're gonna keep him off coming off the bench,
Right.
because he's injury prone.
Yeah, that's true. And one more preseason.
Their very first one was Brown, Tatum, Horford, Hayward, and Irving.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lineup though wasn't set in stone because of what's his face, Rozier. I think they were trying to see if they could put him in at guard with Kyrie at first, but I don't know.
Nah.
That's
Nah,
ugly.
that's not. That's
I think
yeah.
that's bad ugly. Rozier has to come off the bench for
Yeah,
Kyrie.
yeah. Speaking of coming off the bench, Melo, he coming off
I'm
the
about to
bench.
say, you talk about making Rozier start. Who's he gonna start over?
Right.
They were probably thinking Hayward. They were
Hell no,
testing
bro.
out. They were
Absolutely
testing
not.
out.
I'm starting.
way.
If
They were
Hayward,
testing Hayward out over at
That definitely
You
some
gonna
preseason.
you gonna pay Gordon Hayward $20+ million to come off the bench, and he ain't played but one game all last season because he got
hell
hurt.
no,
The
bro.
thing is though, they don't
Gonna
know
earn his money this year.
They don't know where to put Hayward right now. That's what
He's
I'm
at
saying.
the 3.
Right.
They started him at the 2 in the first game. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But is most of the time starting at the 2. Jaylen Brown, he's been starting at the 2. He was starting at the 2 last year for him.
They put him at 3 in the first
Yeah,
game.
but like I said, here's the interesting.
I mean,
thing,
that
because we
position,
don't
that
know.
2 and a 3. I mean, you got to think this is
2 and 3
position league
interchangeable.
right now anyway. Like this is a
understand
positionless league anyway at this point. So it's like it don't really matter where you play anybody this day and age because it's really a positionless league. That's just the way the NBA is gravitated.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought they either I figured that they would keep Tatum in, but since Jaylen Brown played so good, that's why he's staying in. But I figured probably when Hayward came back that they were going to probably rotate Jaylen Brown out over Tatum, just because I feel like Tatum did a lot better that season, even though again both of them played really good.
Right.
But I guess not. I guess they were like, well, we just gonna play everybody, and we just gonna keep it like that. But if they playing Tatum, being at the 4, and that's an interesting position.
Yeah, I don't know what their true starting line is going to be though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but like I said, that's why they test out in the preseason.
And then their coach is a damn genius, bro. So he'll figure it out.
Oh
He'll
yeah,
make it work.
absolutely. I agree.
To me, next to Popovich, he's the best coach in the league. Yeah, I said it. He's probably one of the youngest coaches too.
he is.
I can agree with that.
I agree.
I think Hayward does.
I think he's a couple
because
years older than Tyronn Lue, if I'm mistaken, but he
I
might be a
think
year older than Tyronn Lue, even though
I
he
think
looks younger than him.
Hayward is a situation though that obviously any team would want to have. I know they paid him all that money, But are you gonna stunt Tatum and Brown's growth for him, even with all that money?
I mean, they knew that when they signed him.
Right, exactly. They knew what they were doing.
We said this a long time ago when the dude got right before when they signed him, and I was like, so who's going to be the odd man out? My guess was Jaylen Brown, because I feel like Tatum has more upside than Jaylen Brown does. This is my personal opinion.
I thought it was gonna be Tatum, and it was Tatum coming off the bench at first. But I mean, you can't do anything about him getting hurt. Like Jason Tatum had to step up immediately, and that's why. That's why they're in this situation.
It's just called next man up. That don't mean you gonna just bully foot your way in that position, because Hayward is a more proven player. He's already proven.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why he got all that money.
And that's why he got his money, and they gotta play him.
Yeah,
he only played. He got hurt 8 minutes into his first.
I can tell you right now, though, that it doesn't matter about getting paid. What's his name? Is it Parson Chandler, whatever? He got paid. Chandler Bar. There you go. He got paid.
But he was.
I'm just saying he got a huge.
He wasn't productive though either.
That boy came to the team hurt, bro. He came to the Grizzlies hurt.
Right, exactly.
He wasn't right. But he wasn't productive either, though. That's what I'm saying. If Hayward comes out there and he's hella productive, which we know he can be,
he will be.
I mean, Parsons was out there half the year and still wasn't doing anything.
Gordon Hayward was a freak accident.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, let's be real. Kyrie Irving hung him out on that one. But
oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Kyrie Irving hung him out on that one. Why would you throw that shit in traffic?
That was terrible.
He ain't DeAndre Jordan. You don't throw that shit with him. But that's a different story. I wouldn't have even jumped if I was him, but I'd let that shit sail out of bounds. But he's more productive. You know what I mean? He's more productive than Chandler Parsons.
Hands down.
So I think that they'll see, though. Like I said, they'll find a way between Stevens and Danny Ainge. They're gonna have to do something, because it's just not gonna. I mean, it looks cool now because they're young and they got those, rookie. They still all under that rookie deal,
right?
But when it's time to start doing that big re-signing and stuff like that, somebody's gonna have to go. And if I was a betting man, I would bet it would be Brown.
That is funny that Brown and Hayward
I would have to
switch on the 2 and 3 spot. They do switch out.
Oh, it's interchangeable in this league.
And Rozier is probably gonna be gone after this season too.
Right. We'll see where he
goes. I don't know. I do think they're gonna play him a lot, because we don't know if Kyrie's gonna stay or not. Even though he's saying all the right things.
But I was about to say that too. On the flip side, he could play it out and see what Kyrie Irving does, because Kyrie's a free agent after this season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes.
So that's what I was about to say. I was about to say on the flip side, if Kyrie Irving leaves, then he'll end up staying. They probably got no choice but to keep, because he knows the team, he knows the offense. He played all those games with Kyrie hurt.
Right.
So he showed he could do it. And I like him, man. I like his swag and everything, man. He ain't scared of nobody. He really not. He outplayed, man. He outplayed a couple people in that, he really gave it to Bledsoe.
Yeah.
He gave Bledsoe the business.
Are we liking Rozier over Marcus Smart though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
That team is so deep right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're roster wise, they got a fantastic roster.
Like him. I would you would. I mean, I wouldn't even. That ain't even the question. I would want Rozier running my offense more so than Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is a defensive player. He's a great defensive player, but offensively, he's erratic.
Just think about that second unit: Rozier, Smart, Morris. Man,
they got a squad on every unit.
They got the best bench in the East right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like I said, barring injuries, like they're pretty good.
Right. Yeah, because they always got somebody who can step in. I mean, I think they want to see how this season goes, and then it's kind of like, all right, let's see. Let's see if we want to invest all this money in Kyrie. Let's see if we want to do all this. You got to play it out and see how it works, because they haven't had an opportunity to play with their entire they haven't been able to play with their entire full team.
You're right.
See, I think this team, this is the thing. I think Brown or Tatum or Hayward, they might start the game, but I do think in the end, Rozier's going to get more minutes to them every game. I just have a feeling that he will.
With LeBron being gone, man, the East is wide open.
Yeah, so exactly.
You got to think of how far they got with Hayward and Irving both out. So with that team, will they be a better team with them two, or will they be a worse team with them two because they don't move the ball as much or something like that? So you just gotta chill, and see what's what.
Right. And we gotta talk about it. the Lakers, all eyes are on them for right now, and that's due to the fact of LeBron James. And I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, and I said this after everybody was signed. Oh my God, it's a reality show. Like, Rajon Rondo out here again, slapping people's hands when they be missing free throws and everything like that. And then when they make them, he blocking people so they can't like dap each other up. And then when they don't make them, he over here like, yo, high five. Like, oh my God, you got JaVale McGee doing it too, and it's just like, oh my God, it's about a reality show in LA. They are showing promise. I am liking the connection between LeBron James and Brandon Ingram. Even though Ingram is a twig, he's still out here putting in work. I still want him to get stronger, and I definitely think he should put at least another 15 pounds of muscle. It's gonna be hard, but if Kuzma and Ball can put more muscle on them, I think that Ingram can too. Showing promise. But it's interesting to see that the whole dynamic. Is still weird to see LeBron in a Laker jersey, and for damn sure weird to see Rajon Rondo in the Lakers jersey. And they spoke about this as well. They asked about what's the chemistry like so far now that they're on the same team, and Rondo has openly stated that, oh, he's not what I thought he was, and apparently they're cool now, but whatever. JG, your thoughts? Have you been paying attention at all? I know you don't really care, but just gotta ask.
Nobody cares but you in this situation, Ace. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
there is one thing though about Rondo.
When you talk about the plan, I don't care about the drama, bro. It's the first game of the preseason, dog.
Knowing LeBron, knowing he hates, like people that make mistakes with him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the one he hates the most is at the point guard position.
Oh
he
yeah.
used to yell at what's his face constantly, Chalmers every game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's gonna push for Rondo to be the starter over Ball?
Well, with the injury, and with him coming back and recover, because they actually didn't play him at all. Luke Walton sat him. There is a possibility. There is, but it's already been stated that LeBron does like Lonzo. He likes him a lot, and he thinks that he can be able to grow exceptionally with the player. And I think with LeBron there, that actually will help Lonzo. I think.
See that, but then that goes back to like the Celtics. That would stunt his growth. You would think, right? I mean, Ball has to start, right? That's your number one pick. He
has to start.
That's your future. I mean, you have to start.
He has to start. But if Rondo proves otherwise that he deserves a starting spot, and Lonzo doesn't step it up, then hey, it is what it is. I can't be mad at it. I ain't gonna be mad at that. And I don't think Lonzo will be either. I think Lonzo is definitely a competitor.
We know Lonzo will be. At least LeVar will be.
And Lonzo's not gonna say 2 words.
Right, you notice how we haven't heard much about LeVar? Trust me.
That's because everything failed.
No, we haven't heard much about LeVar.
And he gotta focus on the JBA.
He can even focus on his son. Stop slapping people. But that's neither here nor there. Bitch slapped that man. He said, "What?" But yeah, that'd be interesting to see. But we can stop talking about the Lakers. Before we end the podcast, this is a good topic of discussion. So if you guys don't know, J.R. Smith has a Supreme tattoo on his right. I think it's his right calf, I believe. And the league has informed him that every game that he does not cover up that tattoo, he will be fined. I think J.R. Smith made some good points in regards to speaking about other players in the league that do have different brands on their bodies and whatnot. So
who?
He brought up. I'm looking at the list right now. I know someone has a Jordan brand.
I know there was the grandfathered ones in there back in the day, like even Shaq's tattoo. With the
Superman.
Yeah, that was grandfathered in. I remember when they made a big deal about that and all that stuff. Same with Carmelo with the WB.
Even
they were talking about
Baltimore.
They were talking about Gortat's Jumpman logo being visible on his lower leg. Talking about Carmelo Anthony's WB logo on his shoulder. And
Carmelo's would be grandfathered in. Same with LeBron said. Actually, within JR was sick.
Yeah.
When was the rule implemented? Because they do have a rule that says you can't have display logos and all that.
I think
we're talking about because Nike is the official shoe, right?
Right.
I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Yeah. He has a Jumpman. His Jordan.
No,
tattoo.
I'm talking about the rule.
Oh yeah.
have other logos on yourself.
Well, I think the rule needs to be changed, because I mean I see why they try. I see why they try to implement it, because they, you know, from a business aspect, if a business is like, how can I be able to promote my stuff? And like for GI, if we, you know, had the money or whatever, or say somebody would just mess with GI that's a prominent athlete in the NBA, and they were like, we're gonna get a GI logo tatted right on their shoulder or something like that.
It's because of sponsorships.
It's promotion. Yeah, I don't know, fam.
If Nike owns if Nike's paying the NBA to be the official sponsor for all things shoes, etc., whatever, on the court for TV time, and somebody puts the Adidas logo on their hair or whatever, that's going to be a problem for Nike. They're going to be like, hey, what's this? They're not going to, and that's the reason why the NBA has that rule, is because you can't, in the end, it winds up being their place of business. You know,
so you think it's fair?
Money from that. Well, it's fair. I mean, fair that they're telling him to not do that. I mean, that's the rule. I mean, I know one thing, like in corporate job for corporate America, not NBA. If I had the sleeves, you know, a tattoo sleeves, I would have to cover it. And if I go for, there's just some jobs that do. I mean, that's without a brand. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. I'm the same way. Like my company's actually cool with it, but you know, it picks and choose. Because the company I worked in New York City, the law firm, they weren't having it, but here they are. So I can understand that, but I mean, at the same,
it's still a private entity. That's the thing.
It's just wild though. Like, I mean, the man wanted to put it on his body for a reason. I don't think it was for monetary value or anything like that. He fucked with it.
Well, he's sponsored by them though, so I mean, he could probably he can tell you all he wants. Oh, I just like the logo, but you know damn well he's doing it for his money.
I mean, if he's sponsored by it, then shouldn't it be okay then, because he is sponsored by it?
No, because it's not the NBA that's sponsoring it. They're not sponsoring the NBA. They're sponsoring him. But so the NBA controls the product. Yeah,
he got to do it like outside of the NBA. He can't.
Exactly.
That's a problem, that they don't want him to do it on the court.
Exactly.
Or they feel like he's promoting it, even though like
that's whack.
You can't even look at his damn cap while you're in there. While he's in the game.
He's moving. Oh my God, he has Supreme. I need to go get this now. Thanks, NBA.
Don't he wear like fucking compression pants anyway?
Yes,
he does. Right,
he does.
Well, that's covering it. That'll be following it.
Don't.
But now he's gonna be an asshole on purpose and not wear anything. He said, "Oh, you're gonna find me."
No, I think
I don't talk to cops.
I don't talk to cops.
Flock's on to something though.
I'm trying to get the point out, see, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he's doing this to bring the attention now, because now everybody's talking about Supreme. He knows damn well he's gonna cover it with the regular clothes. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was trying to say. He's typically, like, a lot of people making a big deal out of it. You don't realize. Am I the only one that realize that he typically wears a compression pants anyway, so the shit will be covered up regardless.
Right.
It's all a part of getting you to talk about it, and that's what we're doing. We're talking about it. It's like, I'm not gonna overthink and overanalyze. It's just he typically wears the shit covered up his leg anyway. I don't care how much money you making. If they find you X amount of dollars every game,
you know they hit his checks.
That shit's gonna eventually catch up to you.
Oh, it's gonna add up.
He's not gonna be a fool and not do that. It's just like when they told LeBron James about wearing the black mask. He wore that shit one game and then he changed, right? He didn't want to keep getting fined as much money as he make. He still didn't want to keep getting fined, right?
Right, them checks is getting hit.
That's a bad look. So I mean, if it's in the rules, it's in the rules. He really don't have a place to complain about it. Like, do that shit once you retired. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do, or do it somewhere where your body is where it's not being exposed on your person. You know what I'm saying? It's not exposing. Do that shit on your chest. Do it on your back.
You got no room.
You know what I'm saying? You got no room.
Put on your neck.
Right, he got 100 fucking tattoos all over him.
He ain't got no room, bro.
That's exactly what it is, Ace.
You really don't.
That man is covered.
You're gonna do, like, you putting another brand that's not, an NBA sponsored, NBA sponsored brand, or a brand that sponsors the NBA, whichever way they do it, is not, they don't want that. Because didn't Kelly Oubre get in trouble for doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
So if you thought he couldn't wear the actual you thought getting it tatted on your body was gonna make it different? Any different?
See, I think that's what I think that's the fight. Do you think because it's his body that's the?
Well, yeah, that's the argument.
You argument. Like, no, it's still a brand and that's not sponsored. They like, oh, well, they got sleeves, they got arm sleeves with NBA logo on it. They got Supreme on it. Okay, if that's true, I don't really know, but I think there is. But if there is, you may have an argument there. But I wouldn't put that shit on my body regardless.
I will say this. I actually know this one. I haven't seen anyone in the NBA wear it, but when I was doing those G League games, there was some people that had Supreme sleeves on. And that's what we were making fun of them and calling them Supreme sleeves. So I don't know. Again,
if they can wear them in the G League,
yes.
That's a branch of the NBA, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they should have the same rules and regulations as the NBA, correct?
Money.
So there you go. You can wear a Supreme sleeve then.
Not really though, because of money. Because of money, I'm pretty sure.
But it's not as much. Of course, it's not as much of a branding issue or whatever or what have you with that. The NBA is don't want you to wear anything that they're not getting a share of.
Right.
That's pretty much whatever. It is an Adidas, a Reebok, a Under Armour, or a Jordan, or something like that. They don't really want you wearing it. They don't want you having that stuff on.
Right. And with that, you guys, Flock dropping the gem, some knowledge. We're gonna go ahead and end it with that. Appreciate you guys for coming through for yet another Triple Threat Sports podcast. This has been episode 53. Shout out to you guys listening to us on all podcast formats. Shout out to you guys for watching us on YouTube. Be sure to comment below. Let us know your thoughts on the topics and everything that have been discussed. Appreciate you guys for coming through. If you guys would like to continue to support us as a whole, be sure to check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/GIupdates. Be sure to check out our awesome tiers. This has been Ace of All Trades, Leader of the Flock, Siggy Guns, and UTX JG the Don with Gaming Illuminati, and we out. Peace.